You're listening to a podcast from thespoilist.com. Welcome to First Contact, the Next Generation introcast for a very special episode. I'm Andrew.
I'm James.
And I'm Alex.
Well, over the last year or so, we have been watching Season 2 of Star Trek The Next Generation. Both James and I are supposedly experts in this show, and we have been using Alex as a test subject to see how a new viewer will react to something that was first made in the 1980s. Now we reconvene to see, after watching it, if any of it has stuck. Has he remembered anything at all? Both James and I have a list of episodes and we will shout them out randomly, and Alex will then come back and tell us everything he remembers. So James, why don't you begin?
The Icarus Factor.
It was a game show, wasn't it?
You remember the gags, but you don't remember the actual episodes, do you?
Did we make that joke before? I mean, it seems so long ago now, and so much dirty water has passed under the bridge. No, you're going to have to offer me a clue on this one.
The Icarus Factor was the episode featuring Riker's father.
Oh, yeah, so it had the gladiators fighting. Yeah, there you are. It was a sort of game show, sort of, right?
And of course the lovely revelation that Dr. Pulaski has a love life.
Oh yeah, she goes out with Riker's dad, doesn't she?
You're supposed to remember this already. Shades of Grey.
Yeah, it's one for sadists.
No, that's 50 Shades of Grey.
No, that's Shades of Grey.
Pen pals.
Is that where Data grooms a child?
It is.
Hey! Possibly the only time that the grooming of a child has received a cheer.
I think you are forgetting the most important part of that episode, Captain Picard's special relationship, and in fact the only piece of location filming this season.
Oh, it's the horse! Oh, God. How could you forget about that horse?
The Royale.
Oh, yeah, that's the one with the hotel, and they want to leave the hotel, but they can't leave the hotel because none of them understand the concept of a revolving door.
Yep, spot on.
Loud as a whisper.
No, I have no idea.
The title is a clue.
Was there someone who was deaf?
There was somebody who was deaf.
Oh, right. I thought this was last series. Is this the one with the guy with the little harem of people that just sat there and watched as he did it?
Yes, it was very early on, to be fair. It was the 5th episode.
Yes, and, there was a table, a rock table. Do you not remember the rock table?
Oh, God, the rock table. I mean, it's like the horse. How could you forget such big, important details? Yeah, no, rock table, surrounded by some nice little flaming torches. Marvellous stuff. Marvellous.
It's all coming back.
And in that respect, it's much like food poisoning.
Samaritan Snare.
Is that The Idiots?
It is The Idiots, the slightly questionable episode.
The one slightly questionable episode this season.
Well, I mean, I think if we've learnt anything from this season, it's that in the future, disability's really treated very well.
Up the long ladder.
I suspect you've willfully forgotten this one.
Okay, so it's one of the really terrible ones.
Yes.
I mean, I can sort of normally get away with guessing when the title gives away the plot of the episode, but I don't remember anyone climbing any particularly tall ladders, so I'm buggered really, aren't I?
I think the long ladder might refer to DNA.
Alright, let's work through it logically then. Is it sexist or is it racist?
It's racist.
It's the Irish one then.
It might be both, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a bit sexist as well, wasn't it? Because you had Wogan pimping everyone out on the basis that he might get his end away as well.
And Riker did get to wash someone's feet.
Well, again, like the rock table, like the horse. Classic moments.
There's nothing sexist about washing an Irish woman's feet who consents to the washing of the feet. Nothing sexist.
Do you not like girls, Will? Acts of Sacrifice.
Is that one where they go on an away mission and they are down onto the planet and someone dies? I think it was just a red shirt, and then they can't get off the planet.
No, what have you been watching? Because actually, that sounds good. That's actually an episode from season 2 of Babylon 5. I have no idea how that got in there.
I think I'd have preferred that to a lot of the episodes that we actually got.
The Emissary.
No, I can't tell you anything about that.
That was quite recently.
Was it?
It was very, very, very recently. And it was a really good episode.
There was an emissary in it?
Yes. It was a Klingon emissary.
Oh, and they were fighting Skeletor.
That's the bit you remember about this episode.
Well, I remember that and Barrels of Fish.
Barrels of Fish was a completely different episode.
Was it?
Elementary Deer Data.
Hello, apples and pears, my old China. Everyone going to talk a bit like that because it's an American actor who don't understand that not all people sound like Cockneys. It's a load of old J. Arthur.
I'm pretty sure they do.
I mean, I've never been there, but I think if I did go there, they'd all sound like that. The Dolphin.
There was a door with a fin on it?
If you want to get pernickety, you might say the Dauphin.
Potatoes? Oh no, that's Dauphinoise, isn't it?
Do you remember Wesley falling in love?
Oh, right, yeah. Was it a story where there were two people fighting over the same girl and she's pregnant?
No.
No?
It's a Wesley love story about a girl born to rule a planet, but she turns out to be a shapeshifter, and her minder turns into a bad Wookiee and a bad Ewok at various points, and also a sexy young girl.
Yeah, I sort of remember the old battle axe turning into something just dreadful, but that's about it.
Contagion.
That was the penultimate episode last season, wasn't it?
No.
No?
No. It's not a virus that affects people, it's a virus that affects...
Toasters?
Well, you're getting closer.
Sandwich makers?
Computers.
Oh, computers. Yeah, figures, I suppose, is sort of through line there.
This is quite a good one. Well, it's one that I liked more than the rest.
Was there anything interesting in the B plot?
Magic portals.
Oh, the magic door.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, there was a door.
That's all I'm going to say on that episode. The Romulans were there as well.
Yeah, but I don't remember them. But I do remember the door.
Peak performance.
Oh, that was a fairly recent one, wasn't it? It's going to have to be a total guess. Was it the one where they were doing the war games?
Yes.
Yes.
We talked about it about 2 weeks ago.
No, I don't remember any of this shit. I'm going to make room in my mind for other things that I watched, more important things, like 100 hours of Storage Wars.
The Schizoid Man.
Is that where King Crimson turn up? Okay, bit of an obscure joke. King Crimson, 21st century Schizoid Man. Prague, 1970s Prague. Robert Fripp.
Move on.
He's married to Toya Wilcox. No. Was it the one for McGowan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, that one was quite morally questionable as well, if I remember right. There was some grooming going on in that, or some sexism, one of the two, or maybe even both. I think it was light on the racism, though. I mean, that probably was because everyone in it was white, but, you take a plus where you can get it, I suppose.
I don't think it had sexism, racism, or anything like that.
It did. It definitely did. Because don't you remember there was the old man scientist, and he had been in the care of his colleague's daughter his whole life.
Oh, so right, okay, so it wasn't sexism, it was paedophilia. Oh, well, we were pretty close on that then.
And then Riker has a go when she's on the Enterprise, obviously.
The outrageous Okana.
That was the Star Wars ripoff, I think. Oh, was that the one with the pregnancy?
It was the one you were thinking of.
All right, got it eventually. Yeah, I mean, I seem to remember it wasn't particularly great.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't particularly great.
It wasn't particularly great, but as it was early season 2. We still had the stink of season 1, so
And unlike at least 2 other episodes in this series, there wasn't a paedophilic element running through it either.
Bonus. Unnatural selection.
Unnatural selection? Did they all become really het up about GM crops and become really tedious? I don't know. Have you got a clue?
Well, Pulaski already looks quite old. Imagine her really old.
Okay, so that is actually just what happens then, isn't it? Pulaski gets older. I mean, when I say give me a clue, I didn't mean tell me the plot of the episode, tell me the answer. I mean, what we've learnt here is you're definitely no Lionel Blair, and I think that's something we can all be pleased about.
Where silence has lease.
Space Face? Oh no, that was last series, wasn't it?
No.
It was that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. I mean, I don't really remember a great deal about it, to be honest. I just remember that there was this pretty terrible-looking face in the clouds, and that the guy voicing it did the voice for LeChuck in Monkey Island.
That's pretty good trivia. Not a lot actually happened. There were 2 Enterprises, and Worf was confused. There was 2 bridges, in fact.
One bridge, one Enterprise.
I think it's blatantly apparent that I like Monkey Island a lot more than I like bits of Series 2.
A Matter of Honor.
Klingons?
Of course it is. It's got honor in the title.
Well, the last time honor was in it.
You liked this one?
So presumably it had multiple Klingons.
Yes.
Well, at first you hated multiple Klingons because you thought they were racist.
Still kind of do. Was it that they had them on board ship and one of them was being a bit of a dick?
The opposite.
They were on another ship? Riker. Yeah, Riker becomes a foreign exchange student.
Good. Well done.
Q who?
Oh, you who? Yeah.
No, Q who?
Yeah, I know, yeah. You who? Hi there.
Q who?
You who?
Q who?
All right, sailor.
The measure of a man.
5.5 to 6.3 inches on national average. Considerably less when flaccid.
Hooray! I'm average. The child.
Ian!
Yes, Ian. How could we forget? Ian, the Messiah, has come.
And dogs.
Was that the introduction of the puppies?
It was the introduction of the puppies, yeah.
The puppies who would go on to recur in every single episode, but kept getting cut, which is a shame.
It is a shame. And I mean, that scene later on in the series that's sadly lost, where those dogs break onto the bridge of the Enterprise and savage the crew, really is conspicuous by its absence.
Time squared.
So there's a time travel element in the episode.
Yes.
Or is it a time dilation element in the episode?
It's unclear what any of it is, to be honest.
I mean, if I'm being honest, it doesn't really matter either way, because none of it's ringing any bells.
If you remember 2 Picards?
I don't. No, hold on, sorry, no. Yes, I do. That's the one where he kills himself, isn't it?
He does, yes.
I think we can all sympathise.
I have never wanted to kill Picard.
No, I just mean in the context of the episode. Although, actually, it wasn't a bad episode, was it? It didn't make sense at the end.
It didn't make sense, and it was kind of a missed opportunity, I seem to remember.
Yes, it was a really good setup and a rubbish payoff.
And when have we known the show to do that before?
And the final episode, Manhunt.
And that noise means that we are out of time. We can't talk about Season 2 of Star Trek The Next Generation anymore.
No. That was the running gag. You remember from before, from that episode?
No, that means that we're done with this season right now, and we're not talking about it anymore.
Yeah. Point taken.
Okay, we'll be back with Season 3 sometime. I don't know when. Who's up for Season 3, guys?
Have you ever hit that really depressing point when you're watching an episode of Storage Wars and you look at it and you think, oh, that's an interesting container. Oh, I've seen this one before. Oh, God. I've already wasted this half an hour once previously.
No, I don't watch Storage Wars. I don't watch anything that was made after 1999.
Once Red Dwarf 8 ended, just nothing could match.
Yeah, that was the zenith.
I thought TV can't get better than this. Although MasterChef keeps trying to tell me otherwise.